After experiencing the loss of their child to suicide, a Minot mother is taking it upon herself to empower other families in the community going through similar situations. Haley Burchett joins us in studio with more on her mission. Haley?
Good evening, Joe. Life as a teenager can definitely be a struggle. Without consistent and reliable support, a teen identifying with the LGBTQ+ community can feel scared and alone. I spoke with the mother of a teen that died by suicide and what she is doing to help other families. Ashley LaForce says Raven was an intelligent teen with an excellent sense of humor. They were loyal to those they loved and had fun hobbies just like any other young adult. They wanted to be a drummer and a YouTube star. Most importantly, they were very loved by their family, friends, and teachers at Magic City and Central Campus schools.
Raven was a very outspoken, very passionate 16-year-old.
LaForce says Raven was diagnosed with gender dysphoria and borderline personality disorder and was also a trans-questioning 16-year-old. LaForce says other families in the community face similar situations.
I have spoken to several of Raven's friends and other teens in the community, and right now they're left feeling very vulnerable, very scared.
That's why LaForce launched Raven's Mom, a supportive community of encouragement for those who have lost someone to suicide.
There's consulting services for parents. There's group support for suicide prevention and bereavement support.
LaForce says it's important for a young person to build allies and have a strong foundation to rely on. She says she wants to help other parents navigate the type of unknowns she and her husband faced and provide as much support in the community as she can.
The biggest message that I would like everyone to know is just lead with love. Leading with fear causes more problems, more difficulties for everybody, whereas leading with love and learning, that opens doors for everybody.
Fostering more equality, humanity, and acceptance for everyone. Raven's Mom is hosting its launch party this evening at Culver's Restaurant here in Minot from 5 to 8 p.m. All proceeds from food and beverages purchased will be donated to Magic City Equality. The support groups begin in July, and they are hosted via Zoom and led by a certified mental health provider. They're always free, and you can register for them on the Raven's Mom website on the Connect page.
Now, Haley, I understand there's a podcast in the works, too?
Yes, a podcast will hopefully launch in September, and you can learn more about this at ravensmom.com.
All right, Haley Burchett, thank you for that report.